Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. Last time, we looked a little bit more into Mahu, by which I mean we have made Caliburn and basically nothing else. Yeah, it's always nice to have Caliburn back on hand. This version actually uses a different system than we did in Naruto, so Caliburn's a little bit weaker now. This one hasn't been upgraded very far. This is basically as strong as it was when we made it. But now it has an innate cap system, so our Caliburn will never get stronger than 30 damage unless we gather a whole bunch of Wither Stars and that's not what they're called. Nether Stars. Unless we gather a whole bunch of them and throw them in there when we go to upgrade it in the pool. So yeah, Caliburn, it's a little bit weaker now. I'm going to avoid using it for right now because I don't want to end up breaking it and losing it. But yeah, this is going to take some work to actually get powerful. I'm completely forgetting how Caliburn works. I can totally use it and then just go enchant it and repair it instantly. Anyways, other than that, we took a minor look at... I say a minor look. We took a better look at some of the charms and some of the threads from Ars Nouveau. So right now we have the Charm of Dark Vision, which actually needs to be charged up, the Charm of Ember Ward, and the Charm of Decay's End. Basically, gives us night vision, gives us night vision, makes us immune to wither, and makes us immune to fire damage. Still no souls. I have yet to see a wild lost soul on there. So, I don't know. Anyways, these get charmed up in here. I'm curious how long it takes and how much how much source. Well, that was pretty quick. Although that one only maxes out at 20, so I'm gonna assume that one's gonna take a shorter amount of time than everything else. So yeah, we now have charms, and as of right now, the only thread we have on our armor is magic capacity 2, because all the other ones we need either require things from the ancient city, or they require, like, I think some of them require dragon's breath, some of them require, like, chorus fruit. The summoner's thread, which is an important one we actually want, requires, what was it? Oh, that's the book thread. Here it is. Yeah, an echo shard, so we can't exactly do that without going to find a warden first. Also, there's the focus of summoning we want. We need to refight the Wilden, which I feel more confident in. We probably could do that right now if we wanted to. But that's about it. There's some extra things we want to get up to, but we're not really prepared for them yet. Anyways, between episodes, I trained up a little bit more Mahu points using a bunch of the crystals, the attuned gems rather. I made an emerald one specifically because it gave me a free diamond one. Otherwise, I would not be using that thing. But that's all going pretty good. We're now up to a max of 227, which I keep occasionally spending. Also, last time we got this really cool netherite sword that is basically stronger than Caliburn right now, because if we hit a mob below, it's an insta-kill. And it ignores a lot of armor. Oh, that's a Vengeance Spirit. I'm curious, if I try this on a Vengeance Spirit, will that work? Still no. Vengeance Spirits, I'm not entirely sure how they work. Oh yeah, entirely different mod. That's for EvilCraft. Anyways, between episodes, I did make a scroll of Phasite, and I did find the nearest ley line, which is right over here. Where is it? Oh yeah, there's a couple mobs in the way that I'm just going to try and ignore. But like that little block right there is the central point of the closest ley line. I forget what the convergence point of all the lines is, but it's pretty close by. I went over there and just started swinging Caliburn around, and without even having to see, managed to pick up 3 Fey Essence, which means that if we wanted to, we could make the Mystic Code. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Any scrolls we end up making are pretty much infinite as long as we don't break it, as long as we don't break our Mystic Code. I had extra Solium dust to throw in here, because I also took a trip to the Nether, because I wanted to grind a couple more Ender Pearls, a couple more Wither Skulls, and some extra Blaze Rods, so there's that. I don't think I got much in the way of pearls. Yeah, I think I only got 2 extras, which is technically more than what we had, but not really enough to do much. But while I was there, I picked up a couple smithing templates, so I finally got the one that allows us to turn diamond into netherite, which is pretty cool. I'm going to assume these are one-time use, right? That's why you can duplicate them. So that's a thing. I have no idea how these things actually work. And then I got one for upgrading the blaze burner for create, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, I also got to this potent toxin thing. Poisons that target and causes them to take additional damage from all sources. Potent toxin. I missed. How much extra damage are we talking? I don't know. It's a little bit hard to tell just from that little test there, but it's just a little poison thing. It's okay, I guess. A few extra gems to just toss away. Also, something I noticed. I'm going to need to make it daytime for this. We got Angel's Wings. I grabbed some hog skin. I forgot about those. We have these micro missiles. We've had them since like episode 2. I kind of want to just test them out because I think they're missiles you throw when they blow up. And apparently they don't do terrain damage, so that's pretty cool. I basically just want to throw missiles around because it sounds cool. But I found something out. And yeah, this is really cool in my opinion. There we go. So these honey treats, they're pretty simple to make from productive bees, but they're used for actually breeding bees and a bunch of cool stuff. That's not what we're here for. We are gonna put it on a fishing rod, and if you, we have a saddle in our inventory, don't get ahead of me. 1, 2. So go ahead and make a fishing rod. Go ahead and put the honey treat on it. And now I need to go make it daytime so that I can do the rest of this little plan. I'll not worried about it. What do I think is better than... What do I think Angel's Wings is better than? Essentially, this spell gives you an elytra for 2 minutes, and... that's probably better than Ascension. Ascension is just like a little burst upwards, so I'm gonna do that instead. You can go in here for now. I definitely need to continue on with Iron Spells. There's some really good stuff in there. I think one of the next things to do would be to grab a more ancient knowledge fragments and uh, go to the ancient city to get that stuff. But now that we have a treat on a stick, let's head back to the farm. And hello, little bumblebee friend. How are you doing? Dun da da dun 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 da da dun 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 da da dun 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 da da dun. Oh, it doesn't actually fly, it just sort of hovers. But essentially it's a flying pig. That's what the bumblebee does. It doesn't do anything from it doesn't do anything else but this. And I just looked up. I don't remember where I looked this up. I don't remember if it was in the guidebook or hold on. Did I look it up like this? That's not how you spell bumble. Bee. Yeah, you can just see the bumblebee here. A big rideable bee found naturally in plains. Yeah. Yeah. I saw that and was like, okay, we're doing that at the start of the next episode. And apparently we'll pollinate flowers. Still need to figure out what to do with, like, actually breeding bees. Like, what's the point of it? So, little friend, you can just go ahead. Can I take those off of you? Shears, I think, right? Nope. Oh, what just happened? Does this work? No, our little friend there just permanently has a saddle on. You know what? You'll be fine, little friend. I have no reason to do that. We can move infinitely faster than that bee, and we can teleport around and do whatever we want, but I just think it's really funny. Anyways, today, I think we're going to start jumping into occultism, unless there was something else I had thought of that I wanted to do first. I mean, the options are jumping into occultism, or we could go actually find the ancient city and do that right now. Hmm. I kind of want to change speeds from Ars Nouveau for a while. We need to go to the ancient city to continue on with that. Although we're gonna need stuff from the ancient city for a bunch of stuff. We're gonna jump into occultism. It's gonna take me a while to actually find an ancient city. Anyways, I did move over the altar, or the enchantment altar, and set it up like this. These arcane platforms are just the pedestals in crafting. These are over here. And this elevator, which is just an ender pearl surrounded by wool, goes down stairs into this little chamber that I think we're going to be using for... Oh, excuse me, that we're going to be using for occultism. I completely forgot to actually fix the hole there, and I don't have any extra blocks on me. Oh, wait, yes, I do. There we go. Anyways, this will be our demon summoning, or friend summoning room, as the guidebook calls it. And I might just expand this area and do EvilCraft and a Forbidden Arcanist down here as well. But occultism, let's just start from the beginning, shall we? Dreaming of demons. Welcome to occultism. This mod aims... I don't think that word's supposed to have an E in it. To help the player in many different ways by enlisting the help of demons, spirits. Don't worry, most of them are friendly. Most. To get started, you'll need some demon fruit seeds. We have them, but you use them with any book, and that'll get you the guidebook, the Dictionary of Spirits. And then we also need to grow one for the demon fruit. I'll read those after we have them. I probably should have grabbed the seeds preemptively, but I forgot to. I actually have a single pair on me. That was accidental, but I do not have my hoe on me, so I do actually have to run down anyways. Teleport. Teleport. I wish the cooldown was slightly shorter so I could actually spam it. So, grab some bones, and then grab an extra seed. And then I actually need to go get a book, because I don't think I have any on me. Thankfully, teleporting around is a lot easier than... it's just running over here, doing that. I don't even spend levels in this world. There we go. So this gets us the Dictionary of Spirits. And we can read up on this. The Dictionary of Spirits serves as a guidebook for occultism. You'll absolutely need to make this if you want to continue with the mod. The dictionary has a quest-style guide inside of it if you'd rather read it instead of doing these quests. You also need the book to craft several things in the pack, so you kind of have to make it. Thank you. And then from there, we need to get the demon fruit before we can continue on. But what does this look like? Oh, okay, so it's like a few different versions of Thaumcraft have something like this. Mark all unlocked entries as red. Not going to do that. But about using the Dictionary of Spirits. This book aims to introduce the novice reader to the most common summoning rituals and equip them with a list of spirit names to summon. The authors advise caution in the summoning of the listed entities and does not take responsibility for any harm caused. If you run into problems, just look at the Discord. Cool. Anyways, the demon fruit, lifting the veil. Hidden from mere human eyes exists another plane of existence, another dimension, if you will, the otherworld. This world is populated with entities often referred to as demons. These demons possess a wide variety of powers and useful skills, and for centuries magicians have sought to summon them for their own gain. The first step on the journey to successfully summoning such an entity is to learn how to interact with the otherworld. The demon's dream is a herb that gives humans the third eye. Let's get the fruit before we read about the fruit, shall we? Come on. I totally forgot to grab the hoe, but I think there's actually an empty plot right here. Yep. I mean, might as well just grow the magical fruits together, because why not? There we go. Thanks for the extra seeds and the Demon's Dream Fruit. Demon's Dream Fruit is perfectly healthy for you. There might be some side effects you should know about. When you consume one, you have the chance to get the effect of the third eye, allowing you to see into the other world. Certain items in the world might not be what they seem, and you'll need this vision to find certain items for progression. Or you can set it on fire and skip finding most of them. That's up to you. Okay, so flames in the underworld, we're gonna need a flint and steel, which... Do I have any random flint on me? No, I do not. That means we're heading back. Flint is this chest. I'm slowly figuring out where I'm hiding everything. It's just not at all organized. So flint and steel, easy enough. I love how there's actually steel, and flint and steel is still not made with it. Anyways, let's head back over to our magical lab. So, and we can now do the flames in the other world, but let's read up on more here. It's an herb that gives humans the third eye, allowing them to see where the other world intersects with our own. Seeds can be found by breaking grass, Consuming the grown fruit activates the ability with a certain chance. An additional side effect of Demon's Dream is the ability to interact with otherworld materials. This is unique to Demon's Dream. Other ways to obtain third eye do not yield this ability. While under the effect of Demon's Dream, you are able to harvest other stone as well as otherworld trees. Okay, other stone and otherworld trees. The otherworld materials you obtain by harvesting under the effects of third eye can be attained more easily using Spirit Fire. Proceed with the next entry in this book to learn more about Spirit Fire. Okay, and then they can be compressed into essence, so it's much more potent. It guarantees it and provides it for a longer amount of time, but comes with a lot of side effects. Mixed freely, can be purified to obtain a version free of all negative side effects while retaining the positive. Okay, so basically, you eat one fruit, you have a Demon's Dream essence, you throw it into Spirit Fire, and then you can get Otherworld essence that doesn't cause heart attacks. What? Doesn't cause those bad effects to you. But the Spirit Fire, it burns, or does it? Spirit Fire is a special type of fire that exists mostly in the other plane that does not harm living beings. Its special properties allow to use it to purify and convert certain materials by burning them without consuming them. You light Demon's Dream fruit on the ground and light it on fire. Throw. Okay, that doesn't tell you what it makes, it just says do it. Okay. So the main use of Spirit Fire are to convert diamond into Spirit Attune Gem, to get basic ingredients such as other stone and otherworld saplings, and to purify impure chalks. Okay, so eat the fruit, put down fire, throw in a bunch of andesite, and throw in a bunch of oak sap. Oh, it's oak saplings, but you can see that they're spirit world stuff. And otherworld logs become otherworld ashes. Get to the diamonds like that. Flowers become other flowers. Okay. So basically the next step is eat the fruit, place down some fire, and make sure we're prepared to actually grow what we want. Let's actually get some of our oak saplings. I think I have a bunch. I guess we'll do 16 otherworld saplings. And what does this guidebook say? What if I told you the Demon's Fruit is flammable? Throw our Demon's Dream Fruit down and set it on fire will create Spirit Fire. This is how we'll convert some otherworld items into overworld items into otherworld materials. It's also pretty. Okay. Do I need to be able to see the otherworld to do that? I would assume so. But I guess we're just gonna try this. Also, it's about to turn nighttime. So, just doing... I have 5 and I can grow more. Okay, you have to be able to see the otherworld in order to do that. Oh wait, no, oh, I'm immune to fire. That's... I'm only immune to fire as long as I'm in fire, which is... Oh wait, no, that was the obsidian skull, not the other one. Anyways, eat this. We can now see the other world. Oh, booey. It is the other way around. It does have to be like that. So let's just do that, and that gives us a bunch of otherworld oak saplings. And I completely forgot to actually grab out andesite, but it looks like that doesn't go away, which is good. I just totally wasted so many demon fruits more than I needed to. So, teleport, and go home to grab a bunch of andesites. Let's just start with a stack, which I should have. There's a half stack. There we go. So, head back over. Where is it? It's sort of just randomly out here. I definitely should have done this downstairs, but oh well, it's a little bit late for that now. And okay, it does still work even if I can't see the other dimension. But with that, I just need to do some spirit stones as well for this quest log. I guess I'll go with 10 to start. Okay, cool. But this lets us do this quest. Using Spirit Fire, we can convert several overworld materials into their otherworld variants. You can also find several otherworld mats by going under the effects of the third eye and adventuring into the world. You may be surprised what you find. To make it easier, there are crafting recipes for the basic materials by throwing them in. Andesite becomes other stone, oak becomes oak saplings, but they are not the same. Okay, so you need to have the third eye again in order to get the otherworld wood. and then collect them from the top if you can't do it normally. Diamonds will turn into spirited tune gems, which are used in several recipes. Cool. So, experience and free oak logs, thanks. These I think are just normal oak logs. So from there, this wants us to make a divination rod and read up on the basics of rituals. What does the other guidebook tell us about? Spirit fire we saw, and this is all about conversion, and then there's the otherworld flowers. Cool. So divination rod, candles, read entry candles, healing spirits, the third eye. And then we have spirits, rituals, and pentacles. Okay, so let's read up on the third eye, and then we'll go up into, I guess we'll start with the divination rod. The ability to see beyond the physical world is referred to as third eye. Humans do not possess such an ability to see beyond the veil. However, with certain substances and contraptions, the knowledgeable summoner can work around this limitation. The most comfortable and most expensive ways to obtain this ability is to wear spectacles infused with spirits. Would you kindly leave me alone? Interesting that this doesn't, this still lets the game run in the background. A slightly more nauseating but very affordable alternative is the consumption of certain herbs, Demon's Dream most prominent among them. Okay, these goggles are allow you to see more hidden otherworld blocks, however they do not allow harvesting. Legendary materials can be harvested by consuming Demon's Dream, but more valuable materials require special tools. Okay, so we can only get the most basic of stuff right now. Healing spirits, I don't think we need to care about right now, but the divination rod. To make it easier to get started, the materials obtained by divination now also have crafting recipes. If you want the full experience, skip the following recipe page and move on to the divination instructions. Okay, we're probably just going to do that anyways. The tree growing from the sapling will look like a normal tree. You need to harvest a third eye, activate the harvest, okay. Otherworld materials play an important role in interacting with spirits, as they are rare and not visible to the naked eye. Finding them requires special tools. I'm about to be attacked by a boss while this is open. Allows you to find them based on their similarities, and it's pretty simple to make, just sticks and a attuned gem. Not attuned to any material. I'm guessing that if I attuned it to oak logs and then I had the third eye, I could find the other one. Okay. You can attune it to other stone, otherworld logs, all that good stuff. Then right-click and hold until the rod animation finishes. The closest brown block will be highlighted. Okay, and then if third G is in, it will lead a particle effect to it instead, and then you can troubleshoot it. Otherworld groves are lush overgrown caves with otherworld trees and walls of otherstone, and represent the fastest way to get everything one needs to get set up their summoning. Attach them to otherworld leaves, which is cool. In the overworld, look down. And then there's more about trees and extra configs. And then there's more divination rods. I guess we'll make it for the quest, but I don't think we're really going to be using this very much. Or, I guess we'll skip it for now and move on to rituals. Here we go. This is the main source of information on rituals. Here's the basics. Tiers. Rituals have basically 4 tiers based on how powerful that demon that you're invoking is. The first tier is Foliot, then Djinni. I'm assuming Jin, maybe either misspelled or spelled differently than normal. Afrit and Marid. Some rituals fall into an in-between tier, such as the Unbound Afrit tier. Okay. There are 5 main types, but we'll only need 4 for progression. The main 3 are summoning rituals, possession rituals, and infusion rituals. Each one will be explained the first time that they appear in these quests. The 4th type of ritual is a sort of demon-less ritual, meaning that it uses bits and pieces from all 3 types to perform a special action without the direct usage of a demon. The 5th type, familiar rituals, are not needed for progression, but they can still be summoned more useful for friends to help you out. And then we need foundation chalks and colored chalks. Foundation is used in everything, and each tier needs higher shades, gets a shade darker, starting with white chalk and ending with black. Colored chalks are the most commonly used, but the color of the chalk doesn't directly correlate to its power, the same as foundation chalks. Okay. So, we'll probably come back to that. Yes, I've read this and totally won't forget it. I'm totally going to forget that. And then familiars. More than just demons to crush your ores. There are demons that can move stuff for you, chop down wood, and more. There are also ways to summon cool friends known as familiars to give special buffs and even fight for you. Make sure to check out the familiar rules. Okay, and then from here, it looks like it looks like we should be following the other guidebook, because it's just like, yeah, do this thing, totally. Our first ritual, AVR's Circle. And then we need the Book of Binding and some raw materials first. But this guidebook, candles, candles, and then I'm assuming that's our first ritual. Candles provide stability to rituals and are an important part of almost all pinnacles. Large candles also act like bookshelves for enchantment purposes. Candles from Minecraft and other mods may be used in place of occultism candles. Key ingredient for large candles. Kill large animals like pigs, cows, or sheep with a butcher knife to harvest tallow. Okay, butcher's knife looks pretty simple to get, and then just go beat up some pigs or whatever. Oh, it adds Arcana. I don't think we have that already. I don't think we have any of that in our current enchanting. So, you can use a dye in the large candle to mix them in shapeless craft recipes to get colored large candles. Okay, available in all the dyes. They can be lit, turning into great light source. You can use torch, soul torch, or whatever to change the type of fire. Also can be waterlogged. Okay, so I guess we'll make this type of candle because I have no idea how to make other ones. So 1, 2, 3 gets us the butcher's knife. I really should start an animal farm, but I don't have any containment ways to move animals right now. Speaking of which, someone did recommend doing the containment ritual on the wild wither. And we'll probably do that at some point, so that we can actually make sure it's not just running about. Although I am feeling quite a bit more confident that we could go beat that if we wanted to. Anyways, I have no idea where there's actually animals right now, and my inventory is a complete mess. I should probably grow those, that's for pretty soon. But right now I'm just going to put all those there, and I'm going to go animal hunting real quick. I literally went like 10 steps and then realized, hold on, there's like literally a horde of animals right here. So, okay, it's not very strong. It's, actually, that's like iron sword. That's not too bad. Oh, and instantly filled up inventory. I don't actually need you anymore, or you. But, sorry, animals. I probably should have kept at least some of you around, but it's a little late for that. I'm gonna actually have to run about and find new ones for when we set up an actual farm. Or I just use a containment circle and get a Drigme familiar, and I'd only need one of each. I think that's also an ability. Although, I do want to grow some because I do want to actually have a small farm so that we can get some other source going, because there's one that relies on animals breeding and whatnot. Where'd that go? How much tallow are we at? 16? That's 16 candles. That's probably enough to start us at least. 18. If I can get to 24 real quick, I think I'd be happy. It looks like there's a couple more animals around. Let me just go for another moment. I should have a pretty good source of them right now. Okay, so I have 26 tallow now. I'm just going to turn it into 16 candles for now. That's probably a pretty good starting point. Plus, plus I only have so much string on me right at the moment. But, which guidebook to look at? There's too many. Demons like candles, I think. For almost every ritual to summon our friend, we'll need some candles. You can get it with the butcher's knife, get the tallow, kill the llamas, and day's work. And we're also going to need spirited tomb gems for several rituals, so might as well make 2 of these now. Pretty simple. It's just 4 of those spirit attuned gems in a crafting thing, and we need to make 2. I do not have a lot of diamonds left over. Hopefully we don't need too many of these. But that is now this. No reward for it. But it is an important step in our first ritual for AVR. Then, from here, it goes into the Book of Binding, preparing for a ritual bowls, preparing for a ritual chalk, and the Books of Binding. Books of Binding, or how to identify your spirits. Let's start down here. To call forth a spirit, a Book of Binding must be used in the ritual. There is a type of book corresponding to each type or tier of spirits. To identify a spirit to summon, its name must be written in the Book of Binding, resulting in the bound Book of Binding that can be used in the ritual. The spirit names are eye candy only. That means they are not relevant for the recipe. As long as you have the right spirit type in your Book of Binding, it can be used. Okay, So the name doesn't matter, it just needs to be attached to the right spirit type. Cool. So we need, in order to craft them, you need purified ink, which is dropping a black dye into spirit fire. Got it. And then you also need a awakened feather, which is the same thing for feathers. I think I have some hopefully at home. Ink, feathers, book, and then you craft them with blue dye, and it will get a book of binding for the foliot. And then you can bound it, and the name of the spirit... Okay, craft a book of binding that will call for the foliot. Add the name of the spirits by crafting it with the dictionary of spirits. The dictionary will not be used up. Good. Oh, and okay, and then if you use purple dye instead, you can get a genie. Okay, it definitely is just misspelled in the other place. With yellow, it becomes a Freet, and with green, it becomes Merid. Okay. And then a book and quill will become an empty book of binding. And then I'm assuming it could just be dyed later on. So that's pretty cool. Book of binding empty. Cool. So I guess I'll go grab a feather, go grab an ink, and go grab a book. And then the book of binding, the book of dictionary we already have. So, feather, we don't have many. I should set up another chest over there for this stuff because it's going to take a lot of space. It's already taken a bunch of space. Don't need you on me. I probably don't really need this. In fact, I'll probably just put it away. I don't think I'm going to be using it. But you can go away. Probably most of this stuff can go away for right now. I don't really need any of it on me. Extra food, torches, all that good stuff. You'll stay, you'll stay. I forgot to grab the ink sacks, which I also have. Maybe? Yes, I do. So there's that, there's that. Need a book. And then the spirits dictionary is easy enough. But just toss everything in there, and that should get us what we need next. Boop. Actually need to turn it into dye first, though. Ink, feather, and book. Oh, and apparently that was a task for purified ink. And then we need to actually make the book of binding. First, to specify which friend we want to summon, we'll need to make a specific book of binding. You'll need to purify some black ink in it. Okay, so this is just the same thing regurgitated. Probably a little bit easier to understand at first. So, and then, let's see, I need 4 blue dye as well, is what it said. So there's that. This, and this. Aha, and we get the book of binding for a foliot. The book has not been bound to a foliot yet, though. So, step number 2. Now, I'll move on to those after reading up on them in the Spirit Dictionary. Book of Binding and Automation, Bookshelf Binding, and Books of Calling, telling your spirits what to do. That one's probably important, we'll go over that in a moment. Chalks, signs to find them, signs to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. To summon spirits from the other world, and from the other place, in relative safety, you needed to draw a fitting pentacle using chalk to contain their powers. White chalk is used to draw the most basic pentacles, such as for our first ritual. More powerful summonings require appropriately more advanced chalk. See chalk for more information. Okay, so cook up another stone to get that, and then cook up another world log in the spirit fire to get ashes. And then put 3 of them together to get impure, and then put it back through the spirit fire. Cool, and then right-click to use it. So, time to actually pull out those otherworld saplings. Where did I put them? Here they are, and this extra fruit. And, where is my bone meals, just to make this a little bit easier? That gets put down. 3, 4, there we go. So, where's my axe? I'm fairly certain I still have an axe. I think I might have broken my axe. Oh wait, no, here it is. So, eat the demon's dream fruit. Ooh, and it's this cool coloring. But all of that is now otherworld log. Only 4 of them, though. I need 3 of them to get turned into this stuff. Then, where is the furnace? Here it is. So that, this, and 3 of those otherworld stones we have. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll put them together once these are all melted down to get unpure chalk. Impure chalk will get run back through to become pure. Cool. Interesting that the saplings actually became normal saplings when they were picked up. So this and this gets us impure chalk, pure white chalk. Cool. So there's another step to this, but I need the chalk brush still. Chalk. Before we start enlisting the help of demon friends, we'll need to create the most important item, chalk. Several different colors. We're just starting with white for now. Okay, and then your paint to remove, unless of course you make yourself the chalk brush. Do it, it's worth it. String, 2 wool, and 3 wood planks. I don't think I have everything on it. Oh no, I do have everything on me. I just need a couple planks and a string. I should be able to make this simply enough. This, and this. Chalk brush. Cool. Another completed quest for this. Grab out the book. So, right-click on a block with the chalk to draw a single glyph. For decorative purposes, you can repeatedly click on a block to cycle through glyphs. The shown glyph does not matter, only the color. Okay. So, there's our first ritual. We just need the sacrificial bowls first. These bowls are used to place the items we will sacrifice as part of a ritual, and you will need a handful of them. Their exact placement in the ritual does not matter, just keep them within 8 blocks horizontally of the pentacle center. Okay, so they're otherworld stone. Okay, so we're going to need some of them. You can mix a sacrificial bowl with a copper or silver to create variations with the same functionality. Okay, so basically you can make them look cooler, but they work the same. Oh, and then you need one special gold one as well that will activate the ritual. Okay. So, how many do I need for our first ritual? Hello there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And do I want to make 5? And then make sure that this last 5th one is going to be the one that becomes the special one, I think. Oh, 4 sacrificial bowls was the task complete there. Oh, and then it wants us to make 4 and 1. So I'm going to assume I was spot on the money there. Most of the time, Demon's just like items, so don't be afraid yet. However, you have your favorite cow, you might need to be worried. Sorry, Betsy. Used to place items next to rituals. It can be listed anywhere, as long as it isn't covered up by any of the required chalk. You'll only need 4, but later on you'll need upwards of 10. It's used in the middle to activate it, and also usually needs a book of binding for the ritual in it. Okay. Cat, what are you doing? The cat is behind my window, and she's currently doing literal flips. I might need a moment I might need a moment, but for now, I think she's calming down. You gonna be good? I think you're gonna be good. Anyways, this, and this gets us 1 golden sacrificial bowl, and that completes that one as well. So now, our first ritual, we just need the bound book, and I think we'll be able to do it. I just need to go grab these materials out of our chest. I don't have any extra raw iron, do I? I don't think I have any raw iron or any raw gold. That might be an issue. Let's read up. These pages will walk the gentle reader through the process of the first ritual, step by step. You start by placing the golden sacrificial bowl and drawing the appropriate pentacle, AVR's circle, as seen on the left around it. That is right. So, okay, so we're going to need 4 candles here around that, and then this is all the chalk. Only the color and location of the chalk marks is relevant, not the glyph or sign. Cool. We can see it a little bit better here. Next, place at least 4 sacrificial bowls close to the pentacle. They must be placed anywhere within 8 blocks of the central thing. Exact location does not matter. The candles are placed differently in this one. Why? Not sure. Possible locations for the sacrificial bowls. Got it. Now it is time to place the ingredients you see on the next page in the regular, not golden sacrificial bowls. The ingredients will be consumed from the bowls as the ritual progresses. Cool. So, AVR's circle, you need to unlock this entry before you can open the link. Okay. A note about ritual recipes. Finally, right-click with the bound book of binding you created before you wait until the crusher spawns. All that remains is to drop appropriate ores near the crusher and wait for it to turn into dust. So it wants us to put these into the sacrificials of Bull, and its job is slow crusher. Okay. And then ritual recipe pages, such as the previous page, show not only the ingredients, but also the pentacle that you need to draw. In order to show the pentacle, click the blue link. Finally, right-click the bowl with the bound book of binding you created before you wait until the crusher spawns. Now all that remains is to draw appropriate ores near the crusher and wait for it to turn into dust. You can also use a hopper. Redstone can activate it as well. All sides blocked. Okay. So basically we need to get a piece of silver, piece of iron, piece of gold, and piece of copper. The silver is the only difficult thing. And apparently this is going to work like an ore crusher or something. I suppose this is as good a starting one as anything. Although, if I'm going to have to set up multiple rituals that are all this big, and I'm going to need much more space than we've currently got in that little downstairs area, that might end up being our workshop for a different mod, because we're going to probably need a lot of magic circles. But do I have any actually smelted silver all well, or do I need to already, or do I need to wait? It doesn't look like, oh, hold on, I have exactly 1 silver. Will this one work? Silver from EvilCraft Reborn. Okay, this is going to work. This book just gets bound to a foliot. Bound can be used to summon the foliot, Zedgorn Kyle. Cool. So our first ritual, we are all prepared. We'll get a bunch of experience. This will tell us more about it. This is what the ritual will look like. Error, thing not found. The first type of ritual we'll be performing is the summoning ritual. These are used to summon different types of useful demons to assist you in crushing, smelting, and more as you get to higher tiers. A foliot crusher. Unbound book of your things. And then tentacles, click on ADR circle. Okay. This is what we're going to use to summon our new friend. Okay, so I think the other book explained that well enough, but let's just look at pentacles for our drawing. The name pentacle in this context refers to ritual drawings of any shape, not just 5-pointed stars. These draw them from other worlds. Don't need to read all of this again. Occult paraphernalia, they're reading this section, basic learning. This just tells you how to read it. I think we can grasp that pretty well. The most basic chalk does not attach to that, but okay. White chalk we've already got. AVR Circle. Summon a foliot. Considered by most to be the simplest pentacle, AVR Circle is easy to set up, but provides only a minimum of binding power and protection for the summoner. Only the weakest foliot can be summoned in rituals using this pentacle. Okay, and then we have... Okay, and then we can see, oh, it's used for these different types of foliots. Oh, and then we get a little bit of a hint about other spirits you're going to be summoning here. Okay, let's not jump too ahead of ourselves. We're just going to be doing our Crusher friend right now. Oh, and we can see summoning rituals listed here. Rituals, summoning, trade, summons foliots. Okay. Jumping ahead of myself, let's just do our first ritual, shall we? We'll work more into this next time. We're still gonna set this up downstairs, but it's definitely gonna be the only one that gets set up down there. Also, it had us make these, but we're not gonna need them for this ritual. So, upstairs we go. Or, technically, up the mountain downstairs. So, this is the central point. This is what we're going to need for the, this is where we need the golden bowl. And then the foliot circle, or AVR circle. 3, 3. Okay, this is a very, very basic circle, it looks like. So it doesn't really matter where I place the bowls, but do the candles matter maybe, I think? Okay. So the chalk, I already had it on me. 1, 2, 3. Doop, doop. Use the white chalk as an achievement, I guess. That. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, oops. No pentacle found. It seems you did not draw a pentacle, or the pentacle is missing large parts. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. So there's that. Now it needs 4 candles. I'm just going to put them like this. Do I have a flint and steel still on me? Yes, I do. So that, and that. And then 4 bowls. 1, 2, 3, 4. So put the silver here. I don't know if this one matters. It says placement doesn't matter, so I'm going to assume placement of which one in which bowl also doesn't matter much. That. And copper. That. So now, upon using this binding, this should summon our first demon friend, correct? I believe that is correct. Starting the ritual. Summon Foliot Crusher. I need to line this up because depending on what the demon looks like, this is either the thumbnail or our demon friend is either the thumbnail. I'm not sure which. Okay, the iron is gone. The gold will soon disappear. Come on. Or does this give us a spawn egg, or does this actually summon our demon? I'm not sure. Oh, I thought that candle had blown up for a moment. Come on. I could probably set up 3 of this specific glyph in this room. So this might get a Foliot Crusher here. It might get a smelter and whatever other one will fit in this area. And with that, come on. Ritual complete successfully. Summon Foliot Crusher. Hello, little demon friend. Zedgorn Kyle, owner Ardendris. It is a slow crusher, and it is our friend. Can I move you, or are you stuck here? Slow crusher. Okay, so I don't actually have any ores on me, so... Oops. Also, why did you end up looking that way? That's not the direction I wanted you facing. If I break anywheres on this circle, will that release you? Does it say? I'm not sure if that says anywheres if, like, breaking it while the demon is summoned, if it will get released. There's extra chalk, gray particles. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Book of Calling, tell your spirits what to do. It allows you to control it and to store it to prevent essence decay or move it more easily. Only spirits that require precise instructions, such as work area or drop-off storage, come with a Book of Calling. Okay. So we can make it and we can use it to store it. I do not have one, you can use a soul gem. Soul gems are much more versatile and allow to store almost all types of entities, even animals or monsters, but not players or bosses. Okay. So soul gem. Fragile empty one, an occult ritual. Okay, so Azevius's spectral compulsion, Strigur's higher binding. Okay, there's stuff going on there. I need to head back home real quick and get some ores, so 1 second. Okay, it changed directions when I re-entered, so do I throw this to you? Oh, okay, and then you can see there it is holding 64. Oh, and you can see it actually holding it, and it's a little offhand there. Aw, our little friend here it looks like a little blacksmith, kind of. So it says slow crusher. I guess it wasn't kidding. Aha, and it does double the ores. Hmm. Huh. Yeah. Can you crush other ores too? Like, can you crush all the ores things? Maybe a higher level crusher would be useful, but this is just... It's not like we can even automate this with current system. We'd actually have to set up extra stuff for this as well. But for right now, our little buddy is just... Oh, you can move. You're not stuck right there anymore. Okay, so... our little buddy just does what we can in an instant, but it takes it like a minute. I suppose there's a reason this is called our first summoning. Maybe a higher level... I'm sure there's a fast crusher somewheres in here. Maybe even one that gets double rewards. But we technically do have a demon friend. So, progress. I'm sorry, friend. You don't have to keep working. It's okay. You can just stay here being cute. Well, you actually just... I might have to look up further how to actually get them to do things, like figure out like these books of telling or whatever. But for right now, that's probably a pretty good place to end things off. finish off this one. We now have our demon, and the ritual site is still set up, so we could just use the same one for summoning other Foliots if we wanted to. But from here, and next time, it's going to want us to make higher tier chalks. And from there, you can, now that we have it, we can politely ask it to crush down some endstone, obsidian, and calcite for us. We'll use these to make some new chalk. Okay, so crushed calcite. Okay, only our little friend here can crush that up, so that's important to note. Same with the obsidian. Nope, nope. We can actually get the obsidian elsewhere. Actually, no, we can get the obsidian elsewhere, but not from anything we currently have available. So that's good to note. And we could just get yellow one basically right now. I think I have everything we need for that. So we can get yellow dye right now, or yellow chalk right now, which will allow us to do a slightly higher level thing. Everything else from here, it's going to be looking through here and seeing what can we do with for our next ritual. More rituals. Hedian's Lure. Oh wait, no, this is summoning rituals there. How do we get familiars? I'm gonna assume familiars are going to be somewheres in summoning rituals. So, I mean, that's what I'm after. I'm here to be a summoner and get a whole bunch of friends just doing things for us. So this is technically a start. But for right now, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and hope to see you next time. So without further ado, take care, everybody. I want to thank you all so much for watching one more time, and a special thank you to the channel members, Yamato Tanagata and Goddess of the Starfilled Void. Thank you so much for the extra support. So now, without further ado, take care, everybody.